Ivy, my name is Victoria Woodson and I'm a digital ambassador here at BNU. I'm here with Nick Wiltshire.
I'm a technician in photography.
Nice.
There's some really good facilities, some very keen students, so far I've been really thoroughly enjoying just bringing all the equipment together and making it more accessible, transparent so students can use it, and just growing what we have. Photography isn't just a career path in its own right, and only just a career path in its own right. It's actually kind of like teaching students, photography students and other arts and design students, a sort of appreciation about how to understand how photography works, how composition, lighting kind of works, and how you piece together an image to make it tell a story, or get a point across, and that's a really good skill to have, right? But then also the other things that you're showing students is, or teaching students, is how to kind of like create this wonderful thing that photography can do, which is kind of like this empathy. Well, I'm lucky in the respect that I get to kind of like teach hands-on stuff. So I actually much prefer to do that in the respect that, give you a camera, say that's how you use the camera, and then I can shoo you off and let you go and practice and go and experiment and to get out there and take some photographs. But that's my favourite way to kind of like hands-on, let the person kind of learn it and then sort of mentor them, sort of stand there behind them and sort of like maybe say, yes, but have you thought about the aperture? Focused it, you kind of like composed it properly and all that type of thing. So learn by doing, I think. As photographers, or if you're working with photography, it's a good idea to have a good grounding in the actual technique and the craft of photography. So kind of like that bottom-up approach about understanding how, if you put one thing in front of another thing, and then one process in front of another process, how does that actually affect the outcome? And it's great to understand that. And if you look at some of the best photographers of the world, they understand those sort of techniques. See the little faces. No. My favourite thing about teaching, I think, is kind of like getting students to kind of start to sort of obtain a little bit of confidence about what they're doing. They're visual practitioners. It's like suddenly they can kind of, if you kind of watch them starting to kind of get that confidence and starting to kind of like, oh, actually I can do this. I've got the ability to kind of go out and get these images. I print them up and put them on the wall and make them, and you can see that the dreams are kind of like accessible. Yes, I do. I've got practice in image making, photography, image making, which is kind of works along the lines of this abstract kind of layered photographs, looking about self-identity and landscape photography, and so that's the kind of work that I do. I take photographs for fun. I've been photographing for 35 years, and I just kind of like love to do it. So it's one of the wonderful things about being here. But yeah, I take photographs of lots of different stuff. What I would say to people just starting out, I think follow the procedures. Kind of like learn the craft step by step, and don't skim on the steps. Enjoy each step as you go. Right from learning how to use a 35mm camera or film camera, through to incredibly complex sort of like room setups, studio setups, and photographing in the Amazon and all of that type of stuff if you want to go down that path. But follow the steps, kind of like take your time and practice. The other thing that I would say is as well that if you're starting out, go and look at lots of photographers and image makers, and fall in love with a few people's work, and not necessarily kind of copy them, but just sort of like try to gain an understanding of how they went through, what they did, what was their motivation, not just technically, but from their heart as well, what they were planning, why they did what they did, do what they do. And just follow those guys and go out and practice.
And that's it, everyone. Thanks for joining. If you ever need to talk to a digital ambassador or anyone on the photography course, we have teachers' emails on the course page and then also on UniBuddy. If you ever need anyone to talk to, thank you very much for joining. Thanks for joining us, Nick.
It's all right.